Do the companies that come to you actually ever come to you at the beginning stages where you can actually follow this whole three-phase situation? Or do they come to you midway or already troubled, already something's happening, and it's primarily because they didn't do the whole, what's your journey there?
Even clients who do come to me with uh-ohs, I call them the uh-oh moments. I don't mind that, because usually what that does is just creates a burning platform for change. If they're in trouble, then they're more likely to be willing to explore possibilities with you than if everything's going well, they are incredibly successful, the product is killing it. It's very rare that they're thinking that they want strategy. It's usually when they're in trouble is when they really need to look at their strategy. So even though that's the majority of my engagements, is when clients are really looking to get out of a mess they're in, it's a great opportunity to explore something new, different, better, sharper, stronger with the client, I think, than if they were just starting from scratch.
Solid answer. It's very real. It's very real. Like, brand isn't like a first thought, or like people stumble upon a product. Let's say they create really great peanut butter. They send it to friends and family. People buy. And then somebody goes and says, it has to have a label or something, and name it. And so they put something together, cobble something together, and then they get some degree of success, and they focus so much on just optimizing the product, and how it can get to a point. At some point in that journey, that's when they start going, well, I need a proper logo now, and it's
Sure.
like, to me, that's even a blessing if it's that early. Nobody ever goes, I want to build a shoe business and I need to have it branded first, and I need to think about strategy. It's always like, let me build the product and see if it works, and then people buy. And so I get it if they come to you midway, or they have a new product, or something's on fire, or
Mm,
I fully get it.
yes.
That's kind of the experience that we get as well.
Yeah. And I think for entrepreneurs it's different, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, and I'm an entrepreneur, I co-founded a business with a friend of mine, and it's kind of a personalized nutrition and Fitbit for dogs combined. You actually, as an entrepreneur in a startup, have very little money, hardly any human capital, hardly any time. The landscape is shifting so quickly. You have no systems, no processes. Rarely do you even have an office. And so you don't have the luxury of failing too often, because every problem you experience as an entrepreneur is not just a problem, it's a do or die for the business.
Oh
If you
yeah.
don't get past this hurdle, next week you're dead. And so that focuses a lot of entrepreneurs and startup to solving the immediate problems that present themselves as they come up. And that is actually good and healthy, because usually the biggest problem who don't have what I call product market fit, if they're building a lot of their time and spending a lot of their money on the things that are not connected to product market fit in the early days, then that business can have the best brand, can have the best name, can have the best strategy, can have the best pricing and packaging and distribution strategy, marketing strategy, everything. But if the customers don't want it or value it the way that you want to, if you haven't established a reason to exist in that category or sub-market, then you're dead. And I think for me, the order for most startups in my experience has been understand the market that you're in first. Understand within that market if there is a subset of customers whose needs are not being met or serviced well, then create a product that tackles that need specifically. Prototype it, release it, test it, iterate on it, get it to a level where it's sustainable to keep producing. And then you can come back and think about all the other pieces to help make it a little bit more polished. But I have seen startups where we started with the brand first, because the brand actually allowed the startup to create a whole new category. See, I'm a fan of always finding white spaces. I think if you're fighting in the red oceans, you can never find your blue ocean. And I think a startup almost has to create new categories of blue oceans, new places where they can create something new and extract maximum
Yeah,
value, maximum share. And usually by using brand to start off with, that
yeah,
actually brings customers in from other spaces into your new category. I'll give you an example. Australians are obsessed with free-range eggs, but 10 years ago, it wasn't anywhere. It was in very, very rare, small niche places. Everything was about caged eggs, and that industry was spiraling downwards, getting the eggs cheaper and cheaper. The grocery retailers were forcing the pressures down on eggs. And these new people created a whole new category of free-range eggs simply by introducing customers to a better way of looking after animals that created better, healthy, better tasting eggs. And that category is now grown by double digits, almost to it's like 30 to 40% of the market now. Using brand to create awareness of this new market has actually brought people into the market away from those old categories. So while it is rare, it has worked where startups have collectively come to create new markets. But more often than not, work out your product market fit for your desired customer cohort that you are targeting, or sometimes people call it your tribe. If you can connect your tribe to your product in a product market fit way, you're actually better off than spending a lot of time in the other bits of your business.
Ron Ferdinandez, everyone. I couldn't have said it any better. You couldn't have said it any better. It's pretty darn amazing what you just said, man. Really, really good, really, really cool. I feel like I was in a course or something, a crash course. So Ron, like it might be that there's somebody watching this and they're like, damn, I want to talk to Ron some more. I want to learn from Ron some more, or maybe Ron can help me in my business. Where can I reach Ron, and would my business even be something that he would want to work with? A little bit of a plug from Ron.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
I work with many types of businesses in so many different categories. I don't have a particular bent towards a particular type of business or category. I work with startups, entrepreneurs, scale-ups, and established companies. I work in all kinds of industries, whether it's education, energy, health, retail, luxury goods. I don't have a particular criteria. The reason for that is I just want to help as many clients and companies make a difference in the categories. You can reach me at hello@thinkaheadconsulting.com. You can check out my website, www.thinkaheadconsulting.com, or check me out on my LinkedIn profile page. Pretty easy to find.
For everybody's knowledge, that's where Ron and I met, LinkedIn. So if you're not on LinkedIn yet, get on it. Get on it right now, because it's where it's all happening. It's not the only place, but it's one of them that it's all happening, right? Ron, thank you so much for coming in and gracing us with your presence and doing the show.
Pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I know that you're like super busy, but you made time for it. We would love to have you again when you have free time. And thank you so much for sharing everything without hesitation, no holds barred. Ron Ferdinandez, everybody. Thank you. And
thanks, Tom, for having me. And if there's anything that you guys would like us to discuss more, if there are topics you'd like us to go into more details, just reach out in the comments or drop us a note or a LinkedIn or a DM, and we'll be happy to help you.
See you on the next episode, everybody. Bye.